Welcome, and thanks for listening. Here at Oddcast, we are very grateful to live and record in the beautiful Pacific Northwest on the current ancestral and unceded lands of the Musqueam, Tsleil-Waututh, and Squamish people. Welcome, everyone, to Fey Fashion Heist. Well, that's my new accent. Does everyone like it? We're doing a heist one shot, everyone. Yes, but fairies.
You sound like a high school girl who just got the job of doing the announcements in the mornings.
Today, the man who was once the gym teacher got fired. No one knows why. But we have rumors. Anyways, welcome everyone to another one shot where we will be playing another Kids on Bikes adaptation. It's kind of Kids on Bikes with a mixture of another RPG system, which is Blades in the Dark. We will be doing a one shot with some new players, some people who are joining us for the podcast for the first time, some friends of the podcast, some people who may have listened, and friends of ours. So we are going to introduce them shortly. But for now, I'm just going to give a brief introduction of who I am, what the fuck is happening, and then give you my fun fact. My name is Kavanaugh, or Cav. I am the DM for this one shot involving a bunch of fairies and fashion heist. My fun fact is that I had to do a bunch of research on fashion for this one. I don't know if I'm fashion forward, but I had to look up stuff on Wikipedia, and I found out that a lot of fashion is very influenced by French just people. So that's kind of interesting.
Is that what the Wikipedia article research led you to? You're just like, what is fashion? French people. Done.
Literally, I looked up, I was researching what things were influential for clothing and famous clothing. And I remembered the Met Gala. So I went to the Met Gala. And then as I went to the Met Gala Wikipedia, I discovered that there was a thing called haute couture. And then I was like, what the fuck does haute couture mean? And then I did a bunch of research on what words in French were, which probably are wrong. But I found out that mode, so two kind of semi-related facts. Mode means the fashion in French. And then that's also mode from Ugly Betty, by the way. So Ugly Betty is called mode. And then the second little fun fact is that haute couture is a legal distinction in France. You cannot be haute couture unless you have an atelier workshop that houses a certain number of people. You have to produce a certain number of designs or you're not considered haute couture. It's very specific. And I was very surprised by that. So hopefully my research makes this into a weird fairy fashion experience. But before we get into more about what's happening in the game, let's introduce the other players who are here to join us today. To my left, we'll start with Phoenix. Phoenix, please introduce yourself. You're a new player here. Welcome.
Thank you. Yes, I am Phoenix. I go by they, them. My character is a pixie. Their name is Luna Moonflower. I don't have a good fan fact because my brain is not working, but let's just say that that's not actually their name, their actual name. They just use it to fuck with people in terms of Luna and Moonflower being stupid together. Yeah.
Welcome to the podcast, Phoenix. Thanks for coming. I know Phoenix from my time at UBC, so it's going to be fun to have another friend of ours join and role play with us. We'll see. Phoenix has played in many of my campaigns before and experienced my weird brand of crazy. So
experience is the correct word.
Yes, that's fair.
That is very true.
Okay. And then after Phoenix, we have Graham. Graham, you are a new person to me. Welcome. But related or connected. Well, not related, connected to.
This is my cousin.
Connected to Salinas. And please introduce yourself to the listeners.
I'm Graham. I use he, him pronouns. I work at a public library. It's fun.
Yes, I can second that. It is very fun to work at a public library.
The character I've created is Caleb Thistlewright. And my fun fact is... Oh, God, I just forgot it.
Oh, no.
My fun fact is I forgot my fun fact.
Oh, no. That's fine. That'll work in this case. Because, again, new players don't have to follow all the rules. That means that
Hell
Selena's, you
yeah.
have to do extra work on your fun fact.
Oh, I have to have 2 fun facts now?
3 fun facts.
3 fun facts.
3.
Oh God. All right. Hi, it's me again. You're all stuck with me. It's Selena's. My pronouns are she, they, and I am playing Ursa, the unpaid intern. No last name that we know of. Gosh, fun facts. Okay, I'll start with a fun fact about my character, which is they always have a backpack on them prepared with stuff that they're always asked for. So Ursa was just like, okay, I can just be prepared at all times. But on top of very useful objects for being an unpaid intern at an atelier, half of the backpack is just ramen. Because it's all they can afford, and she figures might as well just have it on me, fill out that backpack. Do I have to do more fun facts?
No, if you don't want to, you don't have to.
I have a disturbing fun
Oh,
fact.
well, give it to
Or
us.
disgusting fun fact.
Do it.
Do you know what baby koalas eat?
Shit.
Yeah, they eat their mother's shit because they can't process the poison in eucalyptus.
Oh.
So they have to eat it when it's processed through their mom's body.
Fascinating. If I include a koala somewhere in this one shot, you will know where the inspiration
Only a baby
comes from.
koala.
No, it's gonna be like a mom and they're feeding their child, but instead of breastfeeding, they're like going to the bathroom and trying to give them a cube of koala shit. But no, we will not do that for now. But it's a very funny image, actually, to me. Well, that's great. So, listeners, we're doing a bit of a combination. We're doing, as I said, Kids on Bikes mixed with Blades in the Dark. So, mostly it's Kids on Bikes for rolling. Again, everyone here has been given some information. But for listeners who have not listened to our previous Kids on Bikes one-shots, the players all have 6 stats. Those stats are associated with different dice that range from a d20 at the highest to a d4 at the lowest. And the characters also have 2 strengths and a flaw, which will be introduced probably during the game as you see these characters perform in the heist. We are also using the Blades in the Dark progress track system to track suspicion and to track awareness of the people who are maybe providing security or protecting the target of this heist, which is Titania, the Queen of Fairies' special new fall lineup, specifically one item in the fall lineup, a beautiful shoe called the Starlight Slipper, which is actually for confusing reasons, a high heel stiletto, but it also is glittery and glamorous. It shines like starlight. It can change color and actually make like little star footprint patterns as you walk. So it is quite a beautiful piece of clothing that no one knows how she's made it. So it's quite a sought after item, and everyone is abuzz with the reveal that is going to be happening at the Four Seasons Gala at their atelier workshop. Titania's company is called Enchanteres, which is, I found out was supposedly French for enchanting, but then Selena's, who actually speaks French, says it may be Enchantress. So
My French is rusty. Also, okay, my fun fact is every Canadian is bilingual in French and English, and any Canadian that says that's a lie is actually just secretly keeping their French from you.
That's a lie.
Secretly keeping his French.
Yes. Before we get to the actual heist, we're just kind of setting the stage here. So we need to establish some relationships between all the players here before we set the scene. So first of all, we're going to do the relationship questions from Kids on Bikes.
Could we get a quick recap of what everyone's character name is and what their job is?
Absolutely. Yeah, let's do that in just a quick circle. So Phoenix, please give your character name and their title, where they work and what they do.
My character's name is Luna Moonflower. They work at Titania's workshop. They work in the fabric department, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah. So that would be like the fabric vaults.
Yeah. Don't know how they're still there because they do not vibe with the head seamstress, but there's something going on in there. We may find out. I don't know. We'll see.
Okay. Yeah, working for a head seamstress. Excellent. So you're working for Enchanteres.
Yes.
And then we have Graham, your character's name again.
My character's name is Caleb Thistlewright.
Who do you work for?
Caleb is self-employed. He believes that he's a serious journalist, but he's really just convinced that Titania is behind the evil, nefarious plot, whose exact purpose and dimensions change more or less with Caleb's interest at a given moment.
Okay. So you're a bit all over the place with your current focus, but that's good.
Well, it seems like the current focus is Titania's behind the conspiracy.
Right now, Titania. Now, of course, Selena's your character's name and again your job position.
Ursa, the unpaid intern. has been working at on Enchanteres for 6 months and might have only recently realized that the position is unpaid.
Perfect. Okay, I will ask you each one question about the person to your left and your right. You can choose, you tell me if you want it to be a positive or a negative relationship in some way, which means not that you hate the person, but that you've had some form of weird interaction with that person that is maybe positive or negative. So you can choose.
Isn't there an option for you don't know the person as well?
Yes, there's also an option for neutral if you don't know. So you can do either or. So positive, negative, or I don't really know this person, but I've maybe seen them in more passing.
So I was thinking of playing Luna as kind of a mischief maker because we're doing Fae.
Yes.
So what if they are Caleb's informant?
Oh, okay. Great.
And feeding Caleb absolute lies.
Oh, so it's more of a negative relationship.
Well, we may do that Caleb doesn't know that.
Got it.
So it kind of like neutral on Luna's side. I don't know how Caleb thinks about Luna, but
Okay.
yeah, Luna wants to just create chaos wherever they go.
Okay.
I could read it as they both think it's a positive relationship because Luna thinks this is hilarious.
Yeah.
And Caleb thinks he's getting the goods.
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay. I actually won't even ask you a question. That's a very good positive negative relationship there. So you are feeding false information to the informant for money, I assume.
Yes, of course.
Okay. And then what's your relationship in some way with Ursa?
I can let you decide. Have we met at the place?
I'm going to imagine that I'm one of a fleet of unpaid interns that mostly go about nameless in the atelier. So I would probably know you, but it would make sense for you not to know who I am.
That would I can roll with that.
So you don't really know them. You've seen them in passing. So then what does Ursa, what is your relationship with Luna?
How does Luna treat the interns?
I think they're not an asshole to them, but they do prank them sometimes.
Okay.
Because they just can't help it.
What kind of pranks? There's a large.
Yeah, it's more of I don't know, like putting salt in coffee instead of sugar or something, like small ones, because they do know how much overworked the interns are. So they are sympathetic, but also they I don't think they would interrupt their work. But there's relatively harmless pranks.
Okay. Sure.
Then I would say positive relationship because that would be better treatment than what most of the interns receive.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I think Luna may also be thinking that they're trying to make the day better for the interns, which doesn't mean it's true. But they're like, oh my god, I'm gonna make so much fun. I'm gonna create so much fun for them.
Okay.
And then Ursa would probably be like, wow, they didn't throw coffee in my face. They're so nice.
They're adding so much joy to my life.
I've never had salted coffee before.
Okay, so then the question is for Ursa, what is your relationship with Caleb?
Do you publish your articles on an online blog? Or what do you do as a journalist to get your journalism out there?
At this point, yes, presumably online.
How many, is it popular?
Oh, no. It has a very small, very committed audience.
Of course.
I was going to suggest I had a job at a legit newspaper and I tried to pass you off as a source because I saw you wearing your lanyard on the bus. Mm-hmm. And then I got fired because you're not considered a legitimate source.
Okay.
And so I'm convinced you're part of this conspiracy that you're higher up.
Got
that
it.
You know
You're
something.
Convinced that Ursa is a part of it.
Have I run into you since then?
No.
Then I probably have no idea he exists.
Got it. Okay, I think that's good. I think that means that Caleb, for you, do you have anything else you would like to kind of have that connects you, or is that a good basis for you?
Yeah, no, I think that's just that I'm convinced Titania is
plotting something.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay. I will set the scene for how this whole heist comes to be. At least Ursa and Luna have been at the company for some time. And so I'm going to ask you, what is a common company approved after work location where the company gives you a slight discount for whatever reason because they have made some deal with, you know, the shop owner. It's probably in this case like a fairy cafe, because people can drink different types of nectar drinks, and like it's not really a bar. But where it is, what is it, and where would you like it to be? Like, describe it to me. You can design this together.
Probably be like near the atelier, I'm assuming, right? Well, people would go clock off and go there.
Yeah.
It's where we get our coffees from.
Or yeah, like
The interns have like a well-worn path.
It's like
there's
a circular.
There's a special entrance for interns.
Honestly, like to me, it's just that continue working when I go there.
One entrance is regular size, the intern one is slightly smaller, so it's awkward.
Even though
to
I'm
go
a
in
bear.
and out. Yeah. It's like designed to be more awkward to leave and enter. That cafe also is by the atelier, so it's probably owned by Titania, so she's just making you pay
Titania's
her.
tease.
Yeah, you're paying her money to go and get her coffee. Because the economy here is just a mess, and that's Titania's. Okay, so it's Tanya's teas, and then I assume
TTs.
Caleb just goes to TTs, as it's called, to just keep an eye on workers, like on people working there. Yeah, you're just like in the corner.
He's just a local cryptid at this point.
Yes. Notebook, pen, and tape recorder are the three things in my backpack on my character sheet.
So I'm gonna ask you, what do you all look like physically as you're sitting in this cafe? It's a beautiful cafe, by the way. Titania's, of course, spared no expense. You're given your drinks in like designer shoes, and you also have just an array of beautiful, like what? Yeah,
Like a boot.
You that's like a high heel. You hold the stiletto like a handle, and then you drink from the shoe. They're like cups, but they look like designer shoes.
Okay.
They've been dressed.
That feels
up.
like that's done to mock the workers.
Yes, that you drink out of Titania's shoes.
Yeah, it's very lick my feet.
Yep, that's the vibe. What do you all look like? We'll go in a circle. So Luna, describe yourself as you're sitting in this.
So Luna is a pixie, so they're pretty small. They're not actually sitting, they're like flying in the air on the like near the table.
Beautiful.
They have like sparkles and what's it called? Like a pixie dust always in the air around them.
Okay, beautiful.
Which I think maybe for some species it may be an issue. Maybe they're allergic to it, or maybe they just sneeze all the time when pixies are
There's
around.
a lot of people who really like pixie dust. So
Why are we always going in that direction, Kyle?
it's fun. It's a fun time.
Sure, but yeah, I think they're like all I can, why I'm a FF14 player, because all I can think is the pixies from FF14, and thinking of Titania as a king instead of queen. But yeah, I think like probably just think just like a stereotypical small sparkling pixie.
Okay.
Probably like purple and bluish shades for the color.
Yeah.
And like lavender pixie dust around there.
What are your wings? Like butterfly wings or like dragonfly wings? What insect?
Dragonfly wings, I like that.
Why only
Dragonfly.
insects? Why not like bat wings?
Or bat wings, if you want to have bat wings.
I think I like dragonfly
Okay,
wings.
Dragonfly wings. Okay. Caleb, what do you look like as you're stalking everyone in this spot, in this cafe?
Well, Caleb is a dust bunny fairy. His
Oh, I love it.
wings are made of the hair balls that you find under your bed.
I love it.
And he's sitting in a corner. He can't really afford the coffee, so he's got a leather boot full of coffee, like a wineskin, that he keeps under the table and keeps refilling his glass out of it.
Beautiful. I love it. Okay. You're just like a little dust bunny, like sort of fairy filled with like dust.
He looks
see
like he
lot of
has a
people-
comb over, but that's just how his hair is.
Okay. And then you see people continue to walk by you and they sneeze a lot and they look at you with a lot of like, what are you doing here? And they're avoiding you, which is good for you because you don't want to, maybe get involved. And Ursa, what do you look like?
I'm just a panda bear. I'm a normal size panda bear, therefore huge in this. And but I have like a really like fairy tale looking picnic basket that I always have with me, and it's very people will have seen me taking out like who knows so much stuff out of it. Very Mary Poppins, like how much stuff can you fit into that picnic basket? But it is hefty. Like it looks normal picnic basket size, but if you lift it up, you feel the contents of it. And right now, Ursa is asking the barista to add hot water for free to their ramen cup, please.
The barista is going, who do you work for again?
Titania.
I'll just check you on the list. They look at a list. They just put their finger down a long list. They keep going.
It's going to be at the bottom.
At the very bottom?
Yeah, at the bottom.
How do you spell your name?
URSA.
Flips over like 5 pages.
Yeah, just
Use? Okay.
Ursa.
Oh, okay. Okay, you're on here. USA?
Yeah. Could I have that hot water for this ramen?
Okay. Yeah, we can get you some hot water. Free?
Are we paying for water now?
Actually, I mean, I'll be nice, but like technically next week, yes, they're charging for water.
Oh, okay.
It's Titania's releasing a new bottled water. It's called Titania's Sweat.
Yeah, okay. Thanks for letting me know. Thank you.
Okay.
And then Ursa like opens a tiny little change purse and like a moth flies out and like you hear 2 nickels jingle and then she closes it again and puts it back in her picnic basket.
You get a ramen cup filled with water, but you realize that they filled it with cold water.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And Ursa finds like a little table to sit at and thinks if she waits long enough, it'll work.
So sad. You see the person goes over to the manager, and the manager is this like very tall, elegant fairy. They have a instead of head manager, it says head bitch. And it's
Finally, the name tags we need in the service industry.
yeah, and they're just dressed to the nines, and they're just starting to giggle a little bit about 2 people in this space who look like they have no money. As you're all sitting here kind of taking your own individual spaces, you see a person who's never come into the bar before waddle in. It looks like what appears to be a vole or like some other like small mammal creature who is also got some fairy wings. He kind of half flutters in. He can't really fly very well. And then he lands down. He puts his bowler cap kind of closer over his face, and he looks around seeing who's here. And you see he goes over to a little table. And he puts a little sign up that says, job offer, inquire here. And then he just waits to see if anyone comes over to maybe take him up on something. But he's keeping an eye out for now. He's just keeping an eye out on who's in the cafe.
Luna would not go first, but they are like sneaking side glances and like doing kind of the math in their head. I think like they've made eye contact with a person.
Yeah, they see you.
And they're like looking at the watch, pretending to be really busy with something on the table.
Uh-huh.
I think actually they look at the watch and they like start getting up. Well, they were already flying, but they're starting getting up like from the table to kind of leave. And then I was going to say bump the table, but they're small. That's not gonna work. They're flying and they're small.
See the man does get a drink. A little drink that gets put like a little what looks like a very fluttery little flower drink, like a nectar sex on the
I know.
beach.
I think so. Can we reveal our fears? Or?
Yeah, you can, absolutely.
So their fear is losing their job.
Perfect.
So they are scared of being seen, of looking for something else or like side jobs or whatever, because can I make an executive decision that grenadine apple water does not allow
Yes.
outside jobs?
Yeah, Grenadine is very specific. You work for her and no one else, because otherwise you're a hussy and you're selling your services to other people, which is not okay. People need to stay in one career for their entire lives, and they can't possibly change careers because that is too progressive and problematic.
Okay, so what I think they will do, they will write their name and number on the napkin.
Okay.
And then when they pass by the table, they like sneakily drop it.
You see that they pick it up immediately. You go out the building, right? And then immediately they put their call on their little fairy phone. They just like call you. And they go, hey.
Hello.
Are you interested in a job?
Yeah. Well, I mean, depends on what the job is. But yeah, I am kind of looking right now.
Okay. Meet me in the back room when I text you. I'm just looking for a few more crew
A
members.
or back room B?
The back room for the interns, because no one gives a shit where they go.
Fair. Yeah, that's a fair sentiment, actually. Yeah. Okay. What time you said this is happening?
I'll send you a text as soon as I get a few more people on the...
Oh, I'm so bad with texts. Can you give me a ring again?
Okay, I'll give you a call again. Yes.
Okay, great. Yeah, I'll
Okay.
see you there, sweetling.
Okay. Oh, sweet. Like, thanks. Great. Okay. Pleasure doing business with you. And they hang up.
Oh yeah, they also they just call everyone darling or kind of grandma, even
Yeah.
though they're probably 30 years old or something.
Yes. Yeah.
But their demeanor is a sweet grandma, but we all know they ain't that sweet.
No, but they try. They pretend. You see, they write on a piece of paper for people who are inside the cafe, and you see that they put a little other sign that says "Space is limited. Apply now." They were preparing for this situation.
So I'm scribbling madly, noticing all this. Okay, there's a vole person who's come in. There's a little pixie flew by and dropped him a note. Okay, and then he made a phone call. I think there's something going on here. I'm gonna go over and profess my interest. And excuse me, sir.
Yes.
I notice you're hiring in a very, I'm not sure you're aware, but this is a very Titania bar.
Totally unrelated and totally not for any reason am I targeting people who could work for Titania in any way.
I'm just wondering if there's a new competitor on the scene, if you're poaching staff.
Well, let's just say that there may not be a new competitor, but there may be someone who's willing to offer quite a lot of money for something that is very important.
And you're sure you don't work with Titania?
Oh, no. I work for someone much more important, in my opinion.
Have you read my blog? It's
What's it called?
Dust Bunny Knitting.
I'm not really an audiobook person. I tend to read.
Well, I'll give you my cell phone number and
you have a cell phone?
I do.
I wasn't expecting that. Okay, yeah, for sure. Here, I'll give you.
Okay, it's actually a landline.
It's a Okay, how am I supposed to? Okay, sure, whatever.
Titania's got the cell phones. Titania's big cell phone.
Big cell phone? It's not Ricky Mantui, the guy who manages the Fey cell phone service. It's actually okay. Look, if you're interested, I'll be having a meeting in the intern room pretty soon. I'm just looking for maybe another crew member to make this into a full sting operation.
All right, well, I'll need you to knock 3 times on the inside of the door and then sneak me in because I'm not an intern and I can't enter.
Oh, no one pays attention to interns. You'll be perfectly fine. Also, I'm pretty sure no one cares about you.
Most correct.
Okay, great. Cool. Okay. I'll just maybe I can go get that sad bear over there. I think that they look desperate. Can you just meet me in the room?
So what I like to imagine is that because I'm not a paying customer, because Ursa's not a paying customer, and more people come in, and so Ursa realizes that she has to move. So Ursa takes her cold cup of ramen and goes to the intern back room without knowing that it's the meeting back room.
Oh, and they go, I think they got the message. Okay, well, meet me there. I just got to call someone and give a call over to Luna. I don't know your name, but come to the back room. Come to the back room now.
I'm coming.
Okay. And they go into the back room. You see a few interns come in and out. A lot of interns here have their lockers here instead of in the workshop. They can't get changed in the workshop. So they have to get ready here. So they just kind of, you find a little change room area and you see this vole fairy kind of sits down and waits for everyone to attend, waits for Luna to arrive. And as soon as Luna arrives, looks at everyone and says, great, you're all here, including the bear. I didn't speak to you, but you looked poor, so maybe you would also be interested in my job.
Ursa is mid putting more ramen from her locker into her picnic basket and is just like, what?
I have a job. Would any of you be interested in possibly getting a shit ton of money?
Yes, I'm in.
Okay, that's great.
Yeah.
Okay, the bear's in.
I'll bite.
Okay, great. My name's Snaggletooth. I am doing a sting operation, actually, and I need 3 people.
You don't look like a bee.
I'm not a bee. I'm a.
Then how are you stinging people?
With my sense of justice.
That's a new one.
Yeah,
Didn't know that one.
It's very powerful. It's a very powerful ability I have.
Maybe I should move my brains down from D10, actually.
Maybe you should have D10 brains with that question. Okay, so here's the deal. All of you have heard of Titania's new fall line coming up, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, you work there. Yeah. Well, I can get 3 tickets to the gala, the big Four Seasons Gala, to maybe get the most important thing in her fall collection. So I'm looking for a crew to steal something for me, something very important.
Ooh, now you're talking my language.
Yeah.
Go on.
Okay, I'm looking for someone to steal the Starlight Slippers. The new big reveal that Titania's going to show to the world at the Four Seasons Gala, and she's going to show them off to everyone. I have a suspicion they could be so much more important than anyone realizes. I have funding from several opposing fashion groups who would be willing to pay you quite a lot of money if you could
How
make
are we
this
splitting
happen.
this? Who's getting how much?
Oh, I'm not even involved in the deal. I'm just here to make the deal happen. So
Okay, I
you say-
propose
Uh-huh.
80%, 10 and 10.
That sounds fair.
I mean, it seems like one person's agreed. Dust Bunny Man, you
Percent of what, though?
profit?
New proposal. 90%, 10. He provides the company.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I mean, that's good to me. I mean, does everyone agree with that?
I would be more interested in the first deal. I mean, an opportunity to infiltrate the very belly of the beast is almost its own payment.
Okay. Okay.
Exactly. 90-10. We're going.
Okay, 90-10 and pro bono. Excellent. I have a bunch of information, but how this is going to work is I'm going to give you tickets and I will give you some passable outfits to attend the gala if you don't have any.
Passable? Define passable.
Something you could wear that would be like, look good, but not draw too much attention. And you can, of course, provide, if you have any suggestions, I can get them to you because the gala's in a couple days. So if you prepare now, then we'll be able to get you in. I have a bunch of information for you, though, if you're raring to go.
My only requirement is a hat with a hat band with the word press written on a card stuck into it.
That can be done.
That's how I was imagining your character already.
Perfect. Press and attendance. Okay, you work for the company. That's perfect. I was thinking of a way to get you in. So you'll be press, and the rest of you will be attending as special guests. That's awesome. Excellent. Here's the situation.
Wait, is the implication here that even though we're staff, that we wouldn't be
Yep.
working at the gala
You
at
wouldn't
all?
be invited.
Well, invited, yes, but wouldn't be
No.
working behind the scenes?
It appears that security is a little tighter today. And you've heard about this before. Security is pretty tight for the fall collections. They go into a massive vault that's magically sealed away. And that's where Titania keeps her prototype clothing and things like that. No one can even enter that except for the 3 members who are the most trusted members of Titania's staff, which are the head seamstress, the head pattern maker and textile sorcerer, and her personal assistant. They actually need to enter all themselves together with her. She needs to be attending them when they enter. Most of the time, these 3 individuals are not close to each other, not in one place, and most of the time, the workshop is filled with people who are doing jobs. They're actually working in the workshop. But for this one night only, because the gala is happening at the workshop, they are putting in extra security and not allowing any staff members to work behind the scenes so that they can make sure that the shoes are protected even when they need to prepare the gala, which is the center of everyone's efforts. They also aren't hiring anyone or allowing people who are not considered high enough class to attend, invalidating the vast hordes of interns who provide most of the work for Titania's fashion industry and therefore would not even be invited. So it's a very select group of people. And this is kind of a key moment when these things are a little bit open to being stolen. And he kind of explains that too. This is the night. This is the one night where there will be not only all 3 members of Titania's personal staff present, but there will be no staff members on the workshop floor or in the building itself. You'll be able to get out, and get out of there before anyone notices if you're smart about it.
Luna just mumbles to themselves oh my God, the booze is gonna be high class in there.
Yeah, it'll be high class booze. I mean, I've even heard that Seraphina Scalefin is going to be singing at the gala, which is crazy.
No.
Yeah,
You're playing with me.
No, I'm serious. The reverse mermaid, Seraphina Scalefin, is going to be there singing her serenades. It's going to be top tier.
Oh my God, this
every one of
changes
her
things.
records on vinyl LP.
You own vinyls?
I don't own a turntable, but I collect all her records.
Brilliant. Okay. Wow. Surprising me all the time. Brilliant. Well, in which case, I'll give you the breakdown of what to expect, and then we'll I'll send you off on your way to prepare for the event itself. So what we know is that the gala and from my sources, what I know is that the gala and the reception will be open to guests awaiting the reveal of the shoes. With these tickets, and they give you 3 tickets, you'll be able to enter. Of course, claiming one of you is press and the rest of you are attending under special exceptions. There is we've got news that they do have security on file. The Blueberry Trolls will be providing security at the event. They'll be doing walks of perimeters in teams of 2, making external entry a little bit harder. And they'll be stationed at key exits and entrances into the workshop. They're not allowed any deeper into the building, though. We've heard news that they will just be around there. Also, there is a sort of subtle bit of news that Titania has shown a modicum of some degree of grace and generosity, which is really rare, to allow the wife of the Blueberry Trolls to attend actually at the gala with their nurse attendant, Mr. Goodstuff. There is also a gala ballroom. That ballroom is where all the guests will be seated after they enter and receive their goodie bags from the reception area. There are 3 high-profile members that will be present that you will need to somehow acquire items from so that you can pass into the next area. They are members of Titania's fashion brand. They are, of course, the Sad Beige Child, Grenadine Applewater, and Dwayne Sugarbottom. They each have keys, which are magically enchanted to change into accessories every day. They turn into a different accessory, and they have to coordinate their outfit around it. If you can acquire any one of those keys, you'll be able to pass on into the next part of the workshop, according to our sources. However, if you can acquire up all 3, they may be more useful than just being keys. They have some additional uses that could be of help, maybe. Once inside, you'll need to get past any of the defenses set up in the workshop itself, which we know is enchanted in some ways to keep interlopers away after they turn off the lights and let people leave. Some of you who work there may know this already, so just be aware. Be fast, however, because triggering their defenses will raise suspicions, and they may notice some of the alarms either at reception or on Titania's personal pager, which will trigger, noting that something may have been tripped initially. She'll be quite busy with the gala, so won't check on things right away until enough of them are raised. We've heard rumors that there may be a secret entrance somewhere, but we're unsure where it is that you could maybe access. It probably requires the keys as well, though, to get in. Finally, there is most likely some form of puzzle lock that's been put around the shoes. We would assume this given Fey, standards of holding fashionable items. Everyone uses puzzle locks nowadays to, keep something safe. But also, you'll need at least one of the keys from one of the 3 previously mentioned employees to use it. And you'll need one that has not been expended, so you can't use the magic in it if you're going to use those keys. So it's pretty important to keep one key on you that you haven't used to shut off another security system threat or something. There is a map that I will provide all of you who are willing to take on this job, and I will answer any questions, of course, before you set out today and prepare for the event.
This dude is like really fucking trusting. He's just like, I met people 5 minutes ago and I'm going to let them know all of my secret
Or
plans.
desperate.
Yeah. And I like to imagine that since this is one of the intern locker rooms, there's just interns going back and forth while this is all happening, but they just give 0 fucks because they're unpaid.
Yeah, they just are not even noticing. Yeah, this person seems pretty desperate and also maybe opportunistic. He chose the people who look the most desperate and willing to accept a job who work at Titania's, and a man who he doesn't know but is willing to do it for no money. So
in this job market, makes sense.
To be
He's
fair,
happy.
he argued for the first thing and thinks he's getting 10%.
10%. Yeah, he's either way, you're getting very little money no matter what. He passes a map, which is here. So for anyone, for listeners, we have a small sort of layout map that can be passed around at times for people to see where things are, because heists kind of matter where things are. And we will then proceed to the kind of in-between stage, which I will offer everyone here a chance to tell me what they do to prepare if they accept the proposition. So first of all, does everyone accept the proposition? He kind of looks at you saying, does everyone accept? If you accept, I'll put your names on this this contract and will agree a fairy promise to go through with the heist.
I'm in, darling.
Okay, sign there, and they point at a little section to sign your name.
Let's make up shit that pixies sign up with their pixie dust. So I just like fly over and what's it called?
Just like flap your wings over.
Flap my wings, yeah.
So you literally just like, and then you see a stain of, or like a bunch of different colors just on the signature pad area. Perfect. Caleb, do you sign?
I'm gonna come over there and I'm gonna put my Johann corn cob onto that.
Yeah.
That's the framer of the Fairyland Constitution or whatever.
The Johann
Corn cob.
Johann corn cob.
It's my attempt at John Hancock.
Yeah, you're John. Okay, you're Johann corn cob, the writer of the Fairy Constitution, quickly destroyed by the hyper-capitalist system of Fey courts. And then, of course, Ursa, which is Ursa too.
Does anyone have a pen?
I do. Gives you a quill pen.
And then Ursa signs her name. And then, can I keep this pen?
Yeah, you can keep it.
Thank you. And then Ursa takes out another busted pen, like a broken one, from her bag, and then uses it as chopsticks to try and eat the cold.
Oh my god.
The cold ramen. It's obviously still very not cooked. It comes out in like a soggy block.
I thought that Caleb was sad, but they look at the name on the writing who wrote it. Caleb, at least you have passion.
I think Luna just like looks at you with pity, uses a little bit of magic to hit up your ramen.
Aww.
Ursa doesn't notice any of this because it takes all of the concentration to hold onto ramen with two pens. But notices it got warmer and it's just like, wow, it worked.
It's crunchy how you young people eat your ramen these days.
Yeah, apparently water is going to be expensive now.
You see all the interns are like talking about the water crisis that's about to
Like, we all trade ramen packs like cigarettes in prison.
Yeah, people just like passing on like a spicy fey ramen pack, and they're like, "Did you hear that there's gonna be a tax on water? I don't know how I'm gonna financially recover from this." And then you sign. You see that Snaggletooth goes, "Okay, I'll see you after you get out of the venue. I'll provide you with an escape vehicle, a carriage. So good luck. We'll be in touch. I have your landline. So inconvenient. Do you have a phone?"
You can just leave notes in my locker.
Okay, I'm going to go to your locker. And there's like no lock on this room. I can just come in whenever?
Yeah.
Okay. And then
there's also no locks on the lockers.
I'll give Luna a call as well. Okay, great.
I'll be waiting.
Okay. How does everyone arrive at the gala?
The only way I know how, through the intern tunnels.
You come out of a like dark corner behind a bush.
Literally has never used any other door to get into the atelier. It would be like in Downton Abbey, if the downstairs people used the front entrance, it would just feel wrong.
Yeah, it'd be incorrect.
Caleb can just sort of manifest himself wherever there's clutter sometimes. So
oh my god,
I love that.
That's so good.
Because he's a dust bunny, so he just kind of comes out of one of the janitor's closets and
I see you on the way up.
Wait. Can you control where, or is it like kind of a little random?
Let's say it's a little bit random because I don't want it to be unbalancing.
No. I would like you, if it's random, I would like you to roll for me to see if you roll a high number, you show up where you want. And if you roll a lower number, then it will be possibly a weirder spot, but won't stop you from arriving.
Sorry, what stat should we roll?
Okay. I'll say grit or brains. What do people think here?
I'm just loving this dust bunny lore so much.
Yeah. I feel like grit works.
Okay, let's do grit.
I like grit. Grit's my higher roll. Out of those two, grit is my D8. 5.
Okay, 5. Not great, but also not horrible. You will arrive in the general area, but you were going for the janitor closet, and instead you like appear in a woman's purse, and they just freak the fuck out because there's too many like napkins in there, and they're just like, what are you doing here? Oh my god!
Get your napkins out of my face.
Get your face out of my napkins! And they kind of like rush, and then you clamber out of the bag, and that is seen by Ursa, who comes out of the intern tunnel. And what
actually,
does Luna
the janitor's closet is the exit for the intern tunnel.
Out of the janitor's closet.
Yeah.
And then Luna, how do you arrive?
What if I am the only pixie working in the place because
Oh.
maybe there is a anti-pixie sentiment in this workplace.
Okay.
So I have like a specific spot somewhere that's small enough for me to, because, as I usually smuggle the goods as my side job.
Yeah.
So I have a entrance somewhere.
Okay.
It's probably not like in a somewhere like back rooms area kind of stuff.
What
So
if it's directly beside the janitor closet?
it can be directly beside the janitor closet.
But it's a fancier door. It looks much nicer.
Yeah. I decorated it myself.
Ursa sometimes looks longingly at that door.
Like what is behind this? I must know.
One day I'll deserve to go through nice doors.
What do you all wear? We'll go in a circle. So let's go with first Luna. Luna, who's arrives, obviously, what are you wearing?
Think like a flowing, it's a see-through material.
Okay.
I'd say it's like wraps around their body tightly, but then there's flowing behind. So like they have dragonfly wings, right? But then so like in between of those, there's the
Flowing
fabric
gossamer part.
So that kind of adds, like create an illusion of like kind of wings as well in a way.
Enhancing the wings.
Yeah.
Okay.
Probably like silver. Oh, actually, what's it's called? But it's kind of shimmery. It's silver changing color into like
Yes.
purple, green.
I know what you're talking about.
Iridescent?
Iridescent, yeah.
Yes.
Iridescent.
Yes.
Okay, so iridescent dress coming out. What does Caleb look like after coming out of the woman's purse?
Wearing a once nice but no longer very nice tweed blazer with leather elbow pads.
I love it.
Perfect.
And
the hat.
I guess corduroy pants. And yes, the brimmed hat with the press guard.
Perfect. And then what does Ursa wear?
Well, Ursa always wants to make sure that she has her picnic basket with her. So she has full on fairy tale like garb on. So Little Red Riding Hood, cloak, but also like wants to pay homage to like Goldilocks and the Three Bears. So like gold ringlet wig.
Yeah.
And the picnic basket.
Beautiful.
So yeah, just red robe, gold wig.
How is that not
basket.
suspicious?
And it's also like all she could afford. And so like the red cloak is actually just the red curtains from her apartment.
Beautiful.
Gold wig is leftover hair that she swept off the floors.
No.
So you like come in this hodgepodge group. You present your tickets to security, which is a blueberry troll. They have them outside. They just check you have a ticket. They're not actually taking it though. These blueberry trolls are tall, muscular, like blue-skinned trolls. But they have kind of puffy cheeks and a little bit of a rounder upper body, and then very narrow, thin legs, like very small legs, like they're chicken legs, but they have bulky upper bodies. They have long blue hair or purple hair, and they are checking the tag next, and they let you go through, and then you enter the reception area, which at least two of you know well, but this is the first time that probably Caleb's been in here, which is a bit overwhelming maybe. The reception area currently is a hallway. The hallway has several doors that you can see when entering. There are doors to your right, which to the people who work here know is to the Fashion Museum, a very pandering museum about all the wonderful things Titania has provided to fashion. It is public, it is paid, it is expensive to go to, and it is relatively small. So it's not necessarily a good museum. It's just kind of a good way to take some money from people who attend. The reception desk is directly beside those doors, and also beside the bathroom doors for guests who have arrived. Those are the gender neutral bathrooms. All bathrooms here are gender neutral, but it's the only set of bathrooms here. There's another set of bathrooms that are at the ballroom.
Can they be gender neutral but class specific?
Yes, there's like a poor and a high class one. They're right beside each other. When you enter, there's also a doorway to your left that opens to an open garden space where you hear some music playing. Guests are sitting around tables that are arranged around these beautiful fey plants and topiary displays. And then past that is another set of doors that you can see further down if you come into the reception a little further that seems to lead to the ballroom. There is one large set of doors which you know leads to the workshop for people who work here, but it leads to the first room in the workshop, which is the showroom. And in front of those doors are two large blueberry trolls that are watching them. You also see the individual who is the receptionist here, someone that probably Luna knows, but not their name, because you don't really have to deal with them that much. And of course, who Ursa knows quite well, a banana slug fairy named Butterscotch Slurry. And they're watching the magic mirror security display, which is basically watching exits or entrances of the reception, the museum, and the ballroom. That's what you see as you enter. You see a bunch of attendees coming in and getting goodie bags and being given like a gift for arriving, as well as a large, huge cutout of Titania welcoming everyone and saying, welcome to the gala where fashion dreams come true, sparkling with magic as you walk past it. You then finally see that it appears that the receptionist, Butterscotch Slurry, is taking tickets and then providing stamps to people.
Wait, so when we went past the blueberry guards, they didn't take our tickets. They were just checking our names on the list?
Yeah, they were just checking your names on the list.
Okay.
Which, would you like to say you're given fake names for the list, but then you can walk around normally on your own inside?
I feel like that would probably make sense since the staff are not supposed to be there.
Yes. So people may assume you were invited for whatever reason, for special reasons, but for entry with the Blueberry Guard, you were given like a fake name. So right now, off the top of your neck, what is the fake name that you provided to Snaggletooth to put on the list?
Lursa.
Lursa.
I need a word for a moon in a different language.
What's
in French? Also probably
Lune.
Luna. Loon. You know what? That actually may work.
Loon?
Okay, Loon.
Lursa and Loon.
Lursa and Loon.
Larry.
And Larry. Lursa, Loon, and Larry. So what would you like to do next? You're now seeing that this area has a doorway, but that doorway to the workshop, the main showroom area, has 2 blueberry guards on it. So those blueberry trolls are watching it quite sharply.
And is no one going through the doorway?
No, everyone is being ushered left through the garden space towards the large ballroom.
Let's form a plan. Now, I've never met her in person, but I'd never forget a slug trail, and that is none other than Butterscotch Slurry. Do either of you know her personally? Would she recognize you?
I've taken her coffee order a few times, but she definitely won't recognize me.
I mean, we don't usually talk much, but she probably knows my face.
If only this were a masquerade. We must take a different mode of entry. Now an informant of mine, who shall go unnamed, has told me that there is a secret entrance behind the cardboard stand-up. So we should just go straight for that and not worry about the ruckus it causes.
Is there a secret?
No.
Oh my god, was that informant me?
I was trying to protect your identity.
No, wait, that was out of character. Let me do it in character. Caleb, there's no entrance there. That was a lie.
Oh, you mean they've closed it, winking.
Yeah, they've closed it down. They
I
found
understand.
out it's there.
Well, I'm open to suggestions.
We're just trying to get the key off of Butterscotch, right?
No, you need to get the key off of one of the 3 members of Titania's staff that was mentioned previously. Butterscotch is just watching the security mirrors and giving gift bags.
Oh, wait, I have an idea then. Okay. Butterscotch is Titania's assistant, right?
No, Butterscotch is this reception for the reception area.
It's Dwayne The Rock Johnson is
Dwayne Sugarbottom is
The Rock Johnson is Titania's assistant. Okay, so she's just watching the...
One eye stalk is watching the security mirrors. That's like, one is looking at the security. And one is giving like the bags to people.
But does this constitute a barrier to further entrance?
This does not stop entrance like the security cameras wouldn't. But if they do, for people who work here, you know that these cameras would trigger like a notification if a trap later were activated. So it would increase suspicion levels if you let them stay this way.
Is there anything? So would a distraction work? Like...
Possibly for her, but it would only be temporary unless you find a very permanent distraction that would work for Butterscotch in this case.
Okay.
And also all the people with the keys are probably at the ballroom. You could ask, of course, Butterscotch, who's watched people enter this space this whole time.
Can we just go into the ballroom?
You can. You can keep going through the garden to the ballroom. It's just that the workshop itself has the 2 blueberry guards watching the door. The museum door is open. It seems open to guests. Like you could just go in, but no one's doing it because no one goes to museums during a party. The rest of the people are going left towards the rest of the like party area with the music and the food and the dancing.
I guess we could just go and try and find those 3 people and then get their stuff and then go from there.
Excellent plan. Let's go.
I'm for it.
Okay. You don't take the goodie bags. You just go through the reception doors into the garden space. In the garden, you see, again, all these different very famous fae people wearing beautiful fae outfits, sitting around little tables and other sort of areas with little sandwiches and tea, and a reverse mermaid, Seraphina, just singing her heart out in a little pond that's been like added maybe here for the event. And she's doing her famous reverse mermaid routine. So she like flips her legs up and like these like routines like women who do synchronized swimming, and then popping out and singing arias. And then you can continue on there if you don't wish to stop to the ballroom, which is directly in front of you with open doors.
Oh, Luna's gonna pick up a drink or 2.
You can pick up a drink from a walking caterer, and there is a blueberry guard in the garden who's watching the garden itself.
Do we see any of the 3 people we're looking for?
Can someone please roll me a d20?
5.
Okay, no one here is in the garden space. So you keep going into the ballroom and see a very busy and extravagant party. Titania is at the stage, kind of talking to individuals, and is present, but doesn't know any of you because you don't matter enough to Titania. And you see a blueberry guard, an older gentleman, an older troll, again with this sort of rounded upper body and chicken legs, watching a door which Ursa and Luna know is the doorway to the haute couture hallway, which is a specific entrance that would bring you to offices and the factory floor. But it's pretty obvious everyone is here in this space. But there's only one blueberry troll there. And you do see the 3 members you're looking for, who you were given some descriptions of before. You see a individual who appears to look like a 12-year-old elven child. The child is wearing what appears to be a romper, like a romper that children would wear when they go to the playground. It may have had a color, but they are the infamous sad beige child. And so their outfits just always lose color whenever they wear anything. They just fade. It just fades out. So whatever they're wearing, it's a little hard to see what color it was. They have one very prominent accessory, which is a wet dead raccoon that is a handbag that is on their side. They're just kind of carrying it with them. And their outfit looks like they're perpetually like a little bit rained on, like it just rained a little bit on them, but not enough to soak the outfit. It's artfully wet.
This is a full-on SCP monster.
And they're sitting there talking to different individuals. There is, of course,
Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
no, Grenadine Applewater. Grenadine is a spider centaur with a spider lower half and an upper body that is humanoid, but with many eyes. She's wearing a calash, which is a very elaborate 18th century kind of head covering made of silk and spider silk with dead bugs in it for adornment. And it is covering her head and keeping her very conservative hairstyle in place. Otherwise, is wearing a very like tight-fitting Victorian style dress that is very modest but very black. Then you see, of course, Dwayne Sugarbottom. He's over at like the bar area in this area. Dwayne Sugarbottom is wearing an immaculate, beautiful velvet red ball gown. They have a beard, and they are seemingly trying to also partially manage the gala at the same time for Titania, so they look a little busy. They seem to have a beautiful set of blue pearls, which are sitting on top of their outfit. It's a little off the colors, and you're like, that's interesting, versus the other ones, which seem quite well organized around the color of their accessory. There's one exit out of here, which is to the haute couture hallway, and then there's the exit to the garden, and that is what you see so far.
Would Luna know what Applewater's key would look like?
Most likely Applewater's key is the calash because it's so prominent and everything seems to work around it stylistically.
I think I want to hide from her. I don't think.
For sure. She was not paying much attention to
Yeah.
people outside of who she's talking to. And all of you can do I believe it's brains to do notice, to notice things. So anyone can do brains to notice, but you have to tell me who you're trying to like pay attention to.
Since Ursa tends to interact with Dwayne Sugarbottom, would Dwayne Sugarbottom's accessory usually be better integrated into their outfit?
Absolutely.
So the blue pearls standing out is clocked by Ursa.
Yeah. Anyone wanting to use brains to notice something?
6.
Okay. For brains, 6 for
Noticing.
something. Anyone else wishing to roll brains?
I mean, I could try. I have a D8 for it. The 7.
A 7 is pretty good. Okay. And then would Caleb like to try? You could explode.
I'm not going to roll higher than that because, exploding. 3.
Okay. A 7 is enough to notice something. Whoever got a 7 again, which I believe is Luna. Who are you looking at?
Trying to avoid apple water. So maybe the sad beige child.
Yeah, you see the sad beige child. The sad beige child appears to be trying to start conversations with people. They listen to them. They respectfully start to drink something and then proceed to try and detach from the conversation and move away. But you see that he continues to try. So that seems to be something that's happening to the sad beige child at the moment. And they just keep petting their dead raccoon handbag.
Wait, also I forgot. What's his job?
He is the chief pattern maker and also a like linen, basically a cloth purchaser for the company. People talk to him when they need to do marketing or buy stuff, but people seem to be avoiding him otherwise.
I would try talking to the sad beige child.
You want to go over to him?
Yeah.
Okay. What do you say as you approach him? You see he starts to sip some wine that loses all of its color and goes murky black.
So you like Grenadine's hat? I see she brought a snack for later.
Oh, that's so interesting. Yes, it's very silly, right?
Yeah, I mean, like, I thought this would be a catered event, and she's got all these bugs to eat out of her hat.
It's a catered event. Yes. What's your name?
My name is Larry. I work in reclaimed materials acquisitions. I find bits of cloth places.
That's so interesting. Did you know that most reclaimed pieces of clothing are from dead people?
Yes.
Yes, it's fascinating.
Deeply
when
familiar.
I was a small boy, I actually found a dead body and I played with it a little bit. And I found a little bit of cloth. And then I found out that it was actually filled with tuberculosis. And I had a lot of tuberculosis when I was 6.
Would you say that it's part of Titania's empire to spread tuberculosis through their clothes?
You know, I won't say that because it was when I was a child and I was dealing with a completely different piece of clothing.
I understand.
And there was a lot of other dirty things around the piece of clothing. So that was probably why I got tuberculosis.
Interesting.
I would never speak badly about Titania.
Now, on the topic of dead things, I'm enthralled by your carry-all.
Oh, thank you so much. Yes, this is my accessory for the evening. I'm really proud of it.
That's interesting. Just for this evening, this accessory.
Just what changes every day. Yesterday it was the broken bones of a cat that died at the age of 1.
Fascinating.
I had it as a necklace. It was really beautiful.
I bet you'd get good stock from those bones. There'd be mostly collagen.
When I was young, I actually starved for about 6 months, and I didn't have.
I have a feeling all of his stories go, when I was young, this horrible thing happened to me.
And I tried to actually use some bones to make a stock, but it wasn't possible.
Can Ursa butt into this conversation?
Absolutely.
I know a thing or two about being hungry. Would you like some ramen? And then Ursa pulls out of her basket
a piece of ramen.
Not a piece. She's being generous.
full ramen.
A full packet unopened of ramen.
Oh, wow, that's so kind of you. I know it's. I remember when I used to have things like this. The poor food. It was really rough when I was a child.
What are you keeping in your handbag accessory?
Right now, I've got a bunch of bloody napkins and also the baby that is a little keychain for the dead raccoon that's inside.
Is it me full of breaking character? Is it a dead human baby or a dead raccoon baby?
No, dead raccoon baby. The raccoon was pregnant when she died. It was run over by a carriage.
Dead raccoon fetus. Cool.
Yes.
Okay. All right, if you rolled a 1, you would have popped up in her purse or in his purse.
And then that would have been
Roll for
scary.
grit for psych damage. Like,
It does seem to be a place you could teleport to if you really wanted to.
Ursa just kind of like gently
that's so
places the
kind.
ramen into the raccoon purse.
Oh, thank you so much. I've actually been having a hard time talking to people here. Everyone's just very kind of boring. And I just wanted to know if I could, do you want to just go? I just like to have some company. What you do for work?
Actually, can I ask something really quickly?
Of course.
When Ursa is sneaking in
Uh-huh.
not sneaking, but like putting in the ramen, could Ursa potentially have one of the CO2 canisters that we previously discussed also be snuck in?
Sure, I will let you do that, and you can roll what are the stats again that you have options for?
Flight is for anything speed related.
Yeah, so flight. Let's do flight for how fast you can kind of slip it in there.
But the thing is, okay, so this is the way that it's like, it's not trying to like sneak in the ramen because like they noticed that the ramen is being put in.
Yes.
It's putting the CO2 under the ramen.
So
and
being
then putting,
sneaky. So maybe brains.
Okay, 8.
8. Okay. So I'll say you slip one in. You slip one into the bag. They say it's so wonderful to meet some new people who would just love to talk. That's so nice. Yeah. So again, what's Larry? Larry's so nice. And Lursa. So good to meet you. Where do you work? What studio do you work for?
Excuse me. And
Oh dear, you had a sad moment. Oh, that's so sad. They start to follow you. Are you feeling okay? Is everything fine?
yeah.
Larry, are you good? Are you doing good as well?
I'm doing very well. Some of your stories have raised a question for me.
Of course.
Has there ever been a time, will there conceivably ever be a time when you were not a small child?
Oh no, I've always just be a small child, and I'm always a small child. I'm the sad-based child. That's what I am. I shall always be the small child, and so it's always young. Always, you never age if you feel like you're young all the time.
Can Ursa check to see if any of the like beverages or entrees or whatever are any of them like flambe on fire or like come with like a little heating thing under, or like even like tea candles?
It appears things are cooked outside, but there is a little like appetizer table. Roll me a d20. Let's see if I roll above a 10, someone's going to bring in a flaming thing.
Sweet. 2.
No, there's no fire at the moment that you can use to your advantage.
Dang it.
Are you trying to escape from him?
Well, I'm trying to look for something to set off a CO2 canister that's currently hiding in the raccoon.
Okay.
Now
Wait, that would break it, wouldn't it?
It would probably cause him to have to repair it, or it could maybe knock him unconscious, but then you have to deal with where he is and when you set it off.
Oh, all right. You plant seeds to see how they grow in the future.
I don't want to waste your resources, but what are the odds that we could get back out of and back into the venue?
You can, because you have fake IDs and you have stamps. You can if you
don't
go to the receptionist to get stamps. You haven't received stamps yet,
Okay.
because your tickets haven't been ripped.
Ursa just tells the sad beige child, I'm just a bit hungry and I want to go towards the...
Oh, you should tell me about that. We could have a wonderful discussion about food.
do you want to do it at the table with all of the free food?
Oh, that would be wonderful. Yes, I could tell you about the different foods that I never got to eat as a child.
And then I guess we both hang out at the table while
Sure.
Ursa actually it's like one for the plate and then one for the picnic basket.
Yeah.
One for the plate, one for the picnic
You
basket.
see that he does the same thing, putting one into the raccoon and then one into his
It's
mouth.
anything hot.
No, nothing
Damn
sort.
it.
So is this the kind of climate where we could conceivably find a live raccoon outside?
There's
we
definitely
could...
like
Unalive.
maybe a raccoon family, like a raccoon outside. That's true.
Grieving the loss of a recent loved
Well, I
one.
was thinking that we could maybe like unalive and switch with the bag. And...
I was thinking we didn't even have to unalive them, just like tie a bow around like a very angry
Remember,
raccoon.
all of you have a one per game. I prepared this. and give me a flashback where you prepared an item for this specific heist.
I can't justify having
A dead raccoon.
Oh, I was gonna say an alive raccoon in my picnic basket. I'm feeding the raccoon this whole time.
This could be what you prepared.
It's my friend. No, my single friend in this world.
Yeah, it's an option. So you'll start being, so we'll see Ursa and Larry kind of tagging along. They're not paying attention to Larry too much because you keep asking questions that they don't really know how to answer. And they're very interested in how sad in particular Ursa's life is.
Also, I should mention I have unassuming as one of my
So completely forgetting you're there. Now, Luna, you see that interaction happen and are just watching. I assume you can kind of listen in, but they don't know you're a part of this group yet.
Yeah, I'm on my third drink.
Little thimble of like a flower, just like sipping it and being like, oh my God, what's happening? Anything else you like to do? You can continue talking to him at the table if you like. But
I guess Ursa would clue in that like the sad beige child keeps asking about like the sad moments. So Ursa actually gets into like childhood. It's like, actually, I grew up with a really nice, loving family.
Oh, that's so sad.
Yeah,
That's
and it's like we never were hungry or poor or anything like that.
Oh,
I always
dear.
got presents, and like I like Ursa had a
Oh, dear.
really run-of-the-mill white picket fence childhood, and doesn't want to like go into like it's only been recently the things 6 months ago.
So
the
he
things have
says, so things have really turned badly for you recently because you're describing a wonderful
But
time.
I just try and stay positive because
Oh,
my
dear.
family
Oh
just
dear, I'm sorry. I'm
they
going to be
reach
sick. I'm
out,
just going to be a little bit sick here. I
and
just need to take a little
they're
bit.
always, and like Ursa just keeps talking about like how resilient, because Ursa is, wait, hold on, easygoing.
Yeah.
So like, you know, a lot of bad shit's happened, but
Okay, I'm sure I'm getting very sick
Water
right now.
off
I
the
actually
deck.
need to go to, I think, to the little boys' room. I need to go to the boys' room.
Do you need me to hold your hair while you yak, or
I'm old
maybe
enough.
your
I'm old enough
bag?
to hold my own hair with the yak. That's totally fine. I'm 12 years old. I can hold my own hair. Well, I'm more than that because I always look 12, but I look 12 years old, so I can hold my own hair. Excuse me. And you say he walks away towards the bathrooms in the ballroom area because it's the closest one, and goes to the high class bathrooms. There's no low class bathrooms in this ballroom, so the only low class bathrooms are back in reception.
is there open flames in the high class?
No, there's no fire.
You don't have torch
don't
sconces on the wall?
Yeah.
No, this is all lit with magical enchanted fairy lights to make it look like it's beautiful.
Well,
and-
who
and
knew
magic.
that the Fey court was so fire ready?
Yeah. They're prepared. It's a clothing factory. They don't want anything to burn down. It's to be filled with flammable objects.
Well, I don't know what that's like at all. Our library has so much open fire.
So you see him go. I'm so sorry. I'm gonna go, and I'm just going to. And then he runs to the room.
I'm gonna take a risk and try and follow him in there.
Okay. You walk in. You see he goes. He runs over. You see he goes to a stall because it's all stalls in here. Opens it and starts throwing up viscous black liquid that you notice is speckled with little rainbow like Lucky Charms, like just like colorful Lucky Charms. He's like, oh my gosh, that's so good. I have to get. Oh my God! Just too sweet for my. That's too much. I can't. And he's just he's talking to himself in the stall.
Has he hung up his bag on anything while he
I
does
think
so?
he will put the bag up on like a hanger in the stall when he starts to hold his hair back. Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to wait a couple seconds while he pukes, and
Yeah.
then I'm going to lean in between him and the door and, hey, buddy, you okay in there?
He freaks out a little bit. Oh, I'm fine. I'm totally fine. It's just a little bit. It was too much positivity. You know, I just can't handle too much positivity in my life. I like to prefer to just focus on, you know, the sad things in life. What is everything fine? I'm so sorry.
Oh, yeah. I was just checking up on you. So hang in there, champ. You
thank you
think
so
happy
much.
thoughts, and I'm going to pat him on the back deliberately a bit too hard.
Okay.
And see if that makes him throw up a little more.
Yeah, he goes, yeah. And you see a little, like a tiny little, very round baby seal goes into the toilet.
That
and
is
goes,
awesome.
Oh, that was stuck in there. That was really rough.
Like he's like this when he's DMing your campaigns too, right?
Okay, so while he's horking up a baby seal, I'm gonna see if I can discreetly slip off with the bag.
Yes, so I'll say you need to do a flight check, probably in this case.
Flight is my D10.
Also, I will give you a diversity token because when you approach this person, you were so obviously aggressive with your questions that it was perfect. So you want to, you could use that here maybe if you need to.
I think this one's D10.
They're distracted.
It's got a 9 and a 0 on it. That's got to be D10. 7.
Okay, 7. Yeah, you pick it off the wall and you take it. Now, just so you know, he may now look for it. So if when he's finished, I'll probably say you've got a little bit of time, but he will increase the suspicion track if you wait for him to finish his throwing up. Just a heads up there. But you pull it off and I assume put it in your coat. So you take the thing. Now, as you pull it off, it attunes to you and you now understand a little bit about the power that this magical item can give you. When you have the dead wet raccoon handbag, you can use its power to appear magically and physically dead for 10 seconds.
And then if you add fire, you can explode. But that one's for realsies.
Yeah. It makes you look like you're dead for 10 seconds.
Cool.
Yeah. So magical defenses, any thing trying to check if something's alive in a room, will assume you're just a dead thing. So it won't pick you up.
So that was the sad beige child.
Mm-hmm.
We're also going after the
Grenadine Applewater and Dwayne Sugarbottom.
Okay, Grenadine Applewater, which is the spider person.
Yes.
Dwayne Sugarbottom.
Yes. You can choose to go for them or just leave now with this one key. It just depends if you would like to try and challenge yourself with the other ones.
I want to take a shot at the other ones.
Okay.
Sounds like it might be good to have one in reserve.
Okay. So who would you like to approach? Grenadine Applewater, who you need to kind of observe to see what they're up to, or Dwayne Sugarbottom? Another brains check would be required for who you want to look at.
Before we even do that, okay. I kind of take both Luna, or Ursa takes Luna and Caleb aside, and it's just like, all right, so I think just maybe we might have an in with Dwayne Sugarbottom, because every single day, 3 times a day, I have to get Tatiana and Dwayne Sugarbottom's orders for coffee from Tatiana's Teas. And Tatiana, every single day, 3 times a day, orders, oh God, we wrote this down, a pumpkin spice chai latte with pine nut milk, with lactose added from Fey fainting goat milk, with whipped morning mist, and enchanted glitter cinnamon powder. I actually have them prepared, ready to go in my purse at all times because I've gotten the order wrong before and that doesn't end well. So I just have backups just in case in thermoses. And I even have these cups ready. And the thing is, Tatiana actually doesn't pay Dwayne very well. And so Dwayne always wants to get the same order as Tatiana, but it's really expensive. So all Dwayne can afford is a cup of coffee with 1 shot of chai syrup and 1 shot of pumpkin spice syrup. But I have all the ingredients. So maybe we could lure Dwayne. I don't know how to do what, but I have something that Dwayne has been lusting after the entire time that I've worked here. So if you guys think we can do anything with that.
I see you're trying to create some drama.
I'm just saying, it could be a distraction.
I just mean I'm in.
Okay. It's why I also have these little CO2 canisters. It's actually just to for the whipped cream. 2 thermoses, a whipped cream thing, and I had 3 CO2 canisters, but now I have 2.
Technically, you have 3 if I bother to look in the bag.
Sure.
Yeah, well, we have 1 in the bag as well. If you add fire, it explodes, but not very big, small explosion.
Yes. Okay. Would you like to approach Dwayne then? Dwayne or Grenadine? Grenadine's in the middle of the dinner space, but Dwayne is by the bar.
We just place it on the bar out of reach. I don't know how that would help with anything.
Do you want to just introduce yourself by putting it on the table?
Well, I'm curious about the mismatching accessory because that makes me think that the accessory is a fake. Or there's something up, or Dwayne is extra cautious and is hiding the real accessory. I don't know though. I guess Ursa's it's weird that Dwayne's kind of wearing something that doesn't match his outfit.
I know, he's usually so on point.
Can we roll to
You can do brains or I would also say charm. Charm is probably better.
Oh,
here.
hell yeah.
Charm
I
is
have
my
a
dump
D20
stat.
for that one.
Okay, use your charm, Luna.
Watch me rolling that one, though. 14.
That's good. Okay, 14 is very good. Yeah, there's something really off about Dwayne today. Like, that necklace doesn't make sense. And then you're like, so yeah, what if that's just to like make it obvious? What if it's an accessory that is far more difficult to steal because, you know, Tatiana, it's her assistant. He knows everything about her schedule and where she is and about different areas. So like, yeah, it could probably be hidden somewhere more private.
The way you said private has me concerned.
I do not like your intonation with the way you said private.
Like we all just stare at Dwayne's junk.
With the charmal, you actually remember Dwayne doesn't normally have a beard.
It's not Dwayne.
Does anyone have a brains roll to realize that it's not Dwayne?
I do have a brains roll.
You can do brains to figure out if it is Dwayne.
3.
No. no knowledge. You would have to maybe talk to him to figure out if it is really Dwayne.
Okay, I guess I'll approach Dwayne.
You approach Dwayne and he goes, Ursa, you're not supposed to, I mean, I don't know why you're here, but it's actually great. If you could actually go and just pick up some flowers for us, we need them really fast. They need to be here in like 5 minutes and they didn't arrive in time. So that would be awesome.
Does that sound like Dwayne?
Yes,
Everything is very Dwayne-y?
Yeah.
Okay. Like leaves.
He's like, start to walk out of the room. Great.
We're like,
thank you.
And then I walk back to you guys and I just go, yeah, I think that's Dwayne.
Starts yelling at other staff members, just kind of like annoyed with them for not doing something.
So are you gonna go get those flowers?
I guess so.
Do you go to the garden and just like pick flowers?
Could I request that you kill a raccoon on your way?
I'll keep an eye out.
Yeah, you walk by. You, as you're looking around for flowers and looking for raccoons, you're going to be observing the area. So you do see that in the area, there's a lot of different fairies that are very distinct. There's a lot of weird creatures, like weird fairies that are pretty obvious, but there's one figure that looks quite random and out of place, and that is a little taper wearing a nurse's outfit and watching what appears to be a single blueberry on a cushion that's at a seat, like with a little plate of food in front of it.
What?
Thank you for listening and joining us at Oddcast. We hope you enjoyed and will subscribe to our socials for news and updates on podcast scheduling and our Patreon. Patrons get access to bonus content such as adding to the Wild Magic Table poll to expand Gibble's Wild Magic Table, and extra episodes like our Only Wizards in the Dungeon Try to Play series. Our socials and Patreon link are in the episode description and show notes.